Hello and welcome back to the water. My name is Beast and I am back with more If My Heart Had Wings. I started this a little late, it's almost 10 again. Fucking god. Actually, I haven't been doing too much today, actually. Mostly been spent my day just lying in bed. Just not really feeling like doing anything. Anyways, now here I am, and let's just go ahead and get at the Kotori. Probably literally in this part, since this part will probably have the first few sex scenes. Potentially all the rest of the route even. Doubt that one though. Anyways. I forgot to redo Agya's voice clip. Oh, by the way, right before this I was watching Sir Prickle's stream again, Ellis, and I talked to him about how I'm enjoying If My Heart Had Wings since he talked about it before and said that he really enjoys it and recommends it. And he also just decided to speak out like, the fucking Agya route is a hot mess. I just sounded like that. I've been told. I've been told. As soon as they met up at the secret base, their expressions lit up. If Kotori hadn't been in a wheelchair, they probably would have been embracing each other.
Oh, Kotori da.
Amane, who had been facing the computer and tapping away, raised her head with a small delay.
Ah, Amane-chanもいる。事故に遭ってないでしょうね。そんなのあったりしないぞ。私はちゃんと免許も持ってるんだからな。ダメよ。そういう慢心が事故の元なんだから。あまねちゃんはビクビクしてるくらいがちょうどいいの。わかった。
Right when seeing Senpai after such a long time, Kotori immediately started lecturing her. That attitude of hers is cute too.
実家どうだった？楽しかったよ。でも退屈だったかな。なんにもすることないんですもの。そうそう、お土産買ってきたの。
Kotori lined up panda cookies and panda jam buns.
はあ、かわいい。食べるのもったいなくなっちゃうね。あまねちゃん、はい、これ。なんだこれは。交通安全のお守り。バイクの免許を取ったって聞いて、慌てて近所の神社にお祈りに行ったのよ。たっぷりと情念を込めておいたから、肌身離さず持ち歩くこと。いいわね。うん、わかった。
No one cut in and asked how she put that passion in.
でね、いっぱい写真撮ったの。
Kotori spread the pictures out again.
動物園行ったんだ。いいなぁ。あ、パンダだ。とっても可愛かったわ。パンダって本当に白黒なのよ。
Kotori speaks passionately while also showing pictures of tigers, lions, and crocodiles. Seems that the zoo was extremely fun. After listening to Kotori talk about her trip for a while.
私らもあんたに見せたいものがあるんだ。何？何これ？
Kotori looked off, slightly doubtful when she saw what Agya showed her.
まあ、まだ未完成だからね。この辺りにシートが来るわけ。あ、もしかして、私用のコックピット、ご明察。
Without to see it, it's hard to tell what it is at a glance.
本当は小鳥先輩が戻ってくる前に仕上げたかったんですけど。
テストしながらじゃ、さすがに間に合わなくてね。
でも、もうすぐ完成ですよ。
Kotori got closer and looked hard at it.
これが操縦桿で、こっちのレバーでラダー操作だ。両方とも手で操作できる。もう一息で完成するから。そしたら飛べるよ。あんたも。ありがとう、みんな。
Everyone smiled as if they were saying, "You're welcome."
さてと、じゃ、今日の部活を始めますか。
Everyone started working on high spirits.
本当にバイクで来たんだ。
Kotori muttered this while watching Amane start the engine of her scooter. Senpai, please be careful on your way home.
おう、任せろ。制限速度はちゃんと守るぞ。
Amane got onto her scooter while saying this and said,
じゃあな。おやすみ。
あまねさん、さようなら。
さようなら。
The scooter ridden by Amane drove away slowly, following the speed limit.
さて、私らも帰りますか。
Convenience store came into view. It was Valga splits off to go home. Aga approached me all of a sudden.
帰ったら、ちゃんと小鳥に甘えさせてあげなさいよ。あの子、ずっと葵の方を見て、そわそわしてたわよ。
Okay.
それじゃ、また明日ねー。バイバイ、アゲハ。
おやすみなさい、アゲハ先輩。
また明日。
We're back!
葵先輩、小鳥先輩、今日もお疲れ様でした。
お疲れ様。
Same to you also, Yuru. Sorry for always making you tag along.
別に、暇ですから。
Why don't you two take a bath? Kotori too. Kotori too.
わかった。
Well then, in the meantime, I guess I'll do some cleaning.
行きましょう、小鳥先輩。
Oh, that bath felt great. After the girls had left the bath, it was finally my turn. Stayed in the bath until my fingers got wrinkled and washed off the sweat that had accumulated during the day. Everything has gone quiet inside the dorm. Also, the others must have already gone to sleep. I'm walking down the hallway towards my air-conditioned room.
じー。
From a crack in the door, Kotori was looking at me. Seems that she had been waiting for me to pass by. Hey, what are you doing? Kotori opened the door, peeked out, and looked around the hallway restlessly. Then, after confirming that no one was around, she came out toward me.
会いたかった。
Kotori couldn't cling to me from the front, so she took my hand from the side and squeezed it tightly.
会いたかった。会いたかった。会いたかった。
While saying that, she pulled on my arm. Ow! Me too, it hurts! Kotori let out a cute groan, looked around again, and led me by the hand while moving her wheelchair. Where are you going? She doesn't answer. I was pulled into Kotori's room. It's a
あ
kidnapping.
と、しばらく外に出てて。
くわー。
Kotori threw out the protesting hat and shut the door. She blocked Hat's pet door with a bag so that it couldn't be opened either. Then she took my arm and hugged it again.
葵くん、会いたかったよ。
Missed you too, Kotori? With my free hand, I stroked her hair. A faint scent of shampoo wafted above her glossy hair. The lights weren't on in the room, and perhaps because of the dimness, the silence was almost palpable.
ねえ。
は
浮気しなかった？よ
Of course not.
かった。
Kotori rubbed her cheek against my hand, seeming relieved. Felt kinda good.
葵くん、お願いがあるんだけど。
Sure, go ahead. What do you want? Fuck me! What? What is it?
髪、もっと撫でて。
Ah, well. She didn't even have to ask. She would stroke her hair. Her beautiful hair was still a bit damp from her bath and still felt different than usual. Stroked it very gently. With a content expression, Kotori trembled slightly. You like having your hair stroked?
そうみたい。葵くんに撫でてもらって発見したの。
She answered while shivering ecstatically. She was like a cat who had gotten catnip.
葵くんの手、大きいね。私の頭、すっぽり入っちゃいそう。
That's because you have a small head, Kotori. Kotori's head is round and nicely shaped. Natural beauties are made of different stuff than the rest of us. Tranced, Kotori hugged my arm and unconsciously pushed it against her breasts. Soft sensation developed my arm. Of course I didn't point it out and pretended I wasn't aware of it. So soft. She actually has a decent chest. However, she's wearing clothes over it since it's summer and she was originally dressed lightly. So this fluffy sensation pressing against my arm is the softness of a genuine woman's breasts.
Ne.
Came to myself and saw Kotori staring up at me with upturned, moist eyes. Kotori is wheelchair bound, so she always has to look up at me. That's why I know she isn't doing this on purpose. But it's so cute that it's unfair. And then she faced up and puckered her lips. You're so spoiled. So I kissed those lips lightly.
もう一回。
There you go. We kissed, lightly pressing our lips together.
にゃははは。帰省の前の日にキスなんてするから、もうずっと頭から離れなかったのよ。枕にチューとかしてたんだから。
Sorry to have done that to you.
葵くんはなんだか余裕って感じ。私のことあんまり考えなかった？
There's no way that happened. I kissed my pillow too.
本
Yeah, really. It can't really be compared with the real thing after
当？で
all.
しょ？
Kotori was being shy. I kissed her again. She's always cute, but she looked even cuter than usual. Maybe it's because I hadn't been able to see her for a while. Still holding hands with Kotori, I sat down on her bed and looked around her room a little. It's the third or fourth time I've entered Kotori's room. No matter how close we are, I just can't enter a girl's room whenever I want. Aren't you going to turn on the lights?
ああ、もう寝ようと思ってたから。そしたら、葵くんがお風呂から出てくる音が聞こえて。
So that's why she was peering at me through the crack in her door like that.
あんまり見ないで。可愛くないでしょ？私の部屋。
That's not true. It's simple.
だって、物が多いと邪魔になるから。
I was basically nothing placed on the floor, probably because it would get in the way when she moved around in her wheelchair.
部屋だと、本を読むか勉強するか、ハットと遊ぶくらいしかすることがないし。
Kotori doesn't have any typical hobbies, it seems. I heard that she liked to move her body, so she probably exercised a lot before the accident.
ねえ、隣に座りたい。
Kotori held out both of her hands. Alright. I was about to lift Kotori up, but I paused for a moment. How do you usually get into your bed?
ここに車椅子を置いて、車輪が動かないようにロックして。
She demonstrated it while speaking.
でも、葵くんには見せたくない。
Why?
なんとなく、きっと変だって思うだろうから。
I'd seen her get in and out of her wheelchair, and even that seemed fairly difficult. I was sure it's a lot of effort to get onto the bed. Took Kotori's hand and embraced her. I held her up in my arms and sat her down on the bed. Kotori was beet red and about to panic. Guess she wasn't mentally prepared for it. To be honest, I was a little embarrassed too, but Kotori was more bashful than she needed to be, so she still seemed composed by comparison. I sat her down on the bed, or rather that's what I wanted to do. Kotori tumbled backwards and fell on the bed. Are you alright? Kotori answered shyly, facing away from me. She wasn't just bashful, she was really embarrassed. I realized that, for Kotori, who can't use her lower body, it's easy to fall forward or backward when she doesn't have a seat behind her and isn't careful. I reached my hand out to help her up, but she didn't take it. She was worried that I saw her in an embarrassing situation. Can't you stay like that? I lifted Kotori's legs onto the bed, and then got onto the bed myself and laid next to her.
Aoi-kun?
It'll be easier like that, right? Thought you wanted to be close to me?
近い方がいい。けど、恥ずかしい。
Kotori said this with her eyes tearing up. Brought my face and lips closer to her, and then kissed the tip of her nose. Can I hug you?
ちょっとだけなら。
Hugged Kotori gently, enveloping her small body. Wrapped my arms, Kotori let out a strange sigh. It smells good, just like shampoo. Pressed my nose to her hair and sniffed it.
葵くんは、くんくん、汗の匂いがする。
Oh wait, I just took a bath.
でも、いい匂いだよ。くんか。癖になりそうな匂い。
Don't talk about people like they're some kind of delicacy. I unwrapped my arms from her and looked straight at her. Kotori, I love you. Kotori looked back at me with a delighted expression.
このまま眠っちゃえば、いい夢見られそう。おやすみなさい。
She closed her eyes. Hey, don't go to sleep.
いいじゃない。葵くんに添い寝してもらいながら寝たいんだもん。ねえ、子守歌歌ってよ。
Kotori, you're far too defenseless, you know. Might play pranks on you while you're sleeping.
マジックで、ヒゲ描いたりとか。
She said it seriously. No, that's not what I meant.
鼻をつまんだり、ほっぺをつっついたりするのなら、いいよ、しても。
Seemed she wanted me to play pranks like those on her. Gonna end up touching a different place, you know.
例えば
Well, hadn't expected to not get it after hinting at it this much, so I was at a loss for words. Always saying how beautiful you are, but you act unaware of it.
しょうがないじゃない。こんな体なんだから。
That's got nothing to do with it. You're extremely cute, okay? Both in appearance and personality, and you've got a great figure as well. I said this much, and yet she still didn't fully believe it.
いいもん。それならそれで、葵くんがちょっとくらいエッチでも、私、嫌いにならないよ。だから、もう寝るね。おやすみなさい。
Hey, now at least change it to your pajamas.
じゃあ着替えさせてよ。
She said in a sweet voice. This girl, she doesn't realize the situation and what kind of inner conflict I'm facing. You do realize you're the girl I love and you're extremely cute.
わかってるわよ。
And we're laying in the bed, on the bed in your private room, aren't we?
それはよくわからないの。
I want to do more to you than just kiss you. Said it a little bluntly and then stroked Kotori's hair. Man brushed her cheek, tickled her ear, and then caressed the nape of her neck. Kotori narrowed her eyes, making a slightly ticklish but content face. Then she slid my hand down. I slid my hand down even further. Going right for it, you know. I got him just there we go. I got a tangerine here, and I can't chuck this at people. for the little thing that tangerines are ammunition in this house. Basically, something that happened once when I was younger is one day I was hanging out in my brother's room because he had like a TV as well as a PC, so I was often hanging out in that one back when I didn't have that kind of stuff in mind. So he basically like got up and said like, oh, okay, he's gonna go grab some tangerines because we had a bunch of tangerines. And I was like, oh, if you're going, like, could you get me one as well? And, okay, sure. And then he went to get one. And I just stayed in the room, and he came in, like, fucking chucked the tangerine at me. I turned to face him, and it just goes right into my eye. And I didn't have, like, glasses back then. So I just got a fucking tangerine right into my fucking eye. And it hurt. I got revenge since then. The moment I touched her breast through her clothes, Kotori shut her eyes tightly, and her upper body tensed up. Did it hurt? Shake, shake. Her eyes were closed, and she shook her head.
びっくりしただけ。嫌じゃないから。
She said as her body stayed tense. Gently caressed her breast through her clothes. They're not big, but I can feel them very well with my palm. They're soft. Really soft.
そう
Try massaging them a little harder. Kotori's body trembled. Pulled myself closer and kissed her on the cheek. While doing that, I continued to caress her breast.
葵くん
Sexual harassment! I just looked over in like Discord, and the first thing I see is somebody posted like a link to a tweet from the VN salesman, and it's just like a screenshot of Sakura from Fate, and it just says "Tomboy GF sounds like you want a boyfriend with tits, senpai." I kissed her earlobe as I whispered back. What is it? Shudder. She probably shuddered because of my breath hitting her ear. At the moment, in a serious tone, I've spoken to her ear. I want to make love to you. I can't. If she said no, then I would back down immediately. We've only just started dating, so there's no need to rush it.
ダメじゃない
Thanks, Kotori. I love you. Whispered as I kissed her cheek again. Then I started taking off her clothes.
いきなりそんな
I shouldn't. Sorry, this is my first time. I don't really know the right order. Did I make a mistake somewhere?
初めてなんだ
Yeah.
初めてなんだへえ
She repeated, kinda happily for some reason.
いいよ葵くんの好きなやり方で
She said as she loosened her body. Rustle, rustle. Carefully took Kotori's clothes off piece by piece. Huh. How does this go? Girls' clothes are somewhat more complicated than guys' clothes. Moreover, there were more layers than I thought, so it took longer than I expected. It's summer. Why is she wearing all this? Kotori, now left in her underwear, looked up at me teary-eyed. I looked over Kotori's body. You're beautiful.
本当
Yes, and that wasn't just flattering. It really wasn't just flattering. She's slender, but not thin. Her figure is very beautiful. Even though she eats a lot, she's still able to keep her figure. It's probably because she's always riding her wheelchair around. The underwear is cute too. The underwear had frills and a small ribbon attached to it. It really suited Kotori.
これお気に入りなの褒められた
It's almost a shame to take them off.
脱が
And then Kotori's expression stiffened as she predicted the fate that awaited her. I'll take them off.
脱がせちゃうんだ
The teary-eyed Kotori is so cute. I hugged her. You're so cute, Kotori. While I was saying this, I used the hand held around her to unfasten her bra. How's this go? That's off. Kotori tried to cover her breast with her arms, but please let me see him. See him naked. Okay. Like, I'm just going to, like, executive rights. I'm gonna skip this now. Her tits are out. They're always gonna be fucking. I'm gonna skip it for here. See you afterwards. They done fucking? It's morning now. I'm keeping this up just in case, though. Yep, she's naked. I say, your memory really is bad. You told me that there wouldn't be nude sprites, but I'm currently looking at one. Like, sure, it's still, like, only above the shoulder that's visible. But still, that's a nude sprite. Squirm.
あとだからベッドに上がっちゃダメだって
When I turned over in my bed and touched the naked, warm body, I shrieked reflexively. Oh yeah, Kotori said, hand. I told you not to come onto the bed. Ahoy! And he's naked too! Ah, that's right, Kotori says. We're probably currently in her mind. I recalled what happened yesterday night and understood this ridiculous situation. Remembering that made my face get hot. I also realized I was sleeping completely naked, so I reached out for my pajamas. Last night it was fine since it was dark, but if I was seen naked in brightness, I would be embarrassed to death. Ruffle, ruffle. There. That does it, Kotori says. For now, I'll only put on a top and a pair of underwear. It will make me feel a bit more relieved. Oh, he was still asleep. Looked really happy. She was careless, sleeping so soundly, stark naked in someone else's room. His sleeping face is cute. Choo, Kotori says. I lightly kissed his cheek. I'll just assume we're safe now. He's still not waking up. Even a princess's kiss would not wake him up. I had a hunch he lacked a bit of sensitivity. Tried touching his skin. It's smooth and feels good.
男の子ってもっとゴツゴツしてるんだと思ってた。
All this muscle mass. Sure would taste great if we grilled it. Always shifted himself in bed. He turned himself over. I reflexively covered my eyes with both hands, but ended up peering through the gap in my fingers, fixing my gaze on that thing.
何あれ？どういうことなの？
You know, his legs was something that girls don't have, and growing very healthily. Was standing upright like a tower, the unnatural way it stood, ignoring gravity, but it seemed like it was the only part of his body that woke up as if it had a mind of its own. I was conflicted, deeply. My curiosity was stirred, while my young girl's instincts were warning me not to look, let alone touch it.
でも、こんな機会、めったにないし。もう、一生ないかもしれない。
Go an apple too. You know what else I have? Shade Santa. I don't know what the fuck this is. Lint chocolate. I prefer milk, but hey, I've now tried lint. The scales inclined towards curiosity. I was pushed by my instinctive impulsiveness. The moment I saw it, I felt my abdomen throbbing a little.
ちょっと、見るだけ。
I take that this isn't... The sex scene technically isn't done yet, since she's currently face to face with the one-eyed snake. Crept closer and brought my face to it.
これが、男の子の、おちちん。
So this guy's penis, Kotori says. I'll just skip this. I'll come back to you if this turns out to not be a sex scene for some fucking reason. But this is clearly a fucking sex scene, so I'll see you right after. She done sucking his dick! There you go. I took some tissues and wiped her hand and face.
綺麗になった？
I should go take a shower as well.
そうする。
Well then, I'll head back to my own room. I lightly kissed Kotori, then lied sprawled on the bed, then left her room. Who lied sprawled on the bed, then left her room?
行っちゃった。ドキドキした。
What's here? Oh, it's early in the morning. The others could very well have woken up. Snaked through the corridors, trying to keep quiet.
見ちゃったー。
Motherfucker! Okay, this is an issue. This is not easily fixed. I know a sawed-off is good, but that for a shotgun occasionally, but that sawed-off on a rifle is not good. This is an issue. That's what I get for being a bit too quick about it. I'm retarded. Put that there. Guess this one I'll have to do. Let's immediately knock the memory of what she saw out of Kanoko. Turned around and was Kanako with hat in her arms. Kanako! Good morning!
朝帰りか。いいなあ、葵くん。
Keep all of this a secret?
私はいいけど、ハット先輩は？
Oh, he's angry?
昨日の夜さ、私の部屋で寝てたんだよね。小鳥ちゃんと喧嘩でもしたのかと思ってたけど。なるほど。そういうことだったのか。
That's right. Last night we threw Hat out and locked him outside. Sorry, Hat. I'll treat you to some cucumber later. He's still moody.
この様子じゃ、まだ小鳥ちゃんの部屋には戻らない方が良さそうだね。ハット先輩、朝ごはんにしよっか。
Really, please keep it a secret.
いいよ。
Said Kanako very light-heartedly, then left for the dining room with Hat. My heart was still beating heavily. I have to be more careful. Thought to myself. On a certain day is summer. Came to school after quite a long break. Today is a school day. All our classmates who haven't seen each other in 2 weeks and are catching up on the latest news.
みなせ、お前、ハバネさんと付き合ってるって本当か?
What's up with that? Should start with something like, "Hi, it's been a while," or "How have you been?"
それはお前が質問に答えてからだ。
Yes, I am!
くしょー！俺もこっそり狙ってたのに！
Well, that's too bad. Mind telling me where you got that news?
上司があっちで噂してたぞ。
Meanwhile, on the other side of the classroom.
みなせくんと付き合い始めたの？やっぱり、仲良かったもんね。いやー、あの告白は伝説に残るわ。録音してなかったのがもったいないくらい。どんな告白だったの？それがね、空の上で。
Hey, what kind of rumors are you spreading?
なーにって、葵が作った伝説だよ。
Don't just go ahead and declare the legend! Kotori, stop it too!
いや、自慢したい気持ちも多少ありまして、お似合いだと思うよ。っていうか、まだ付き合ってなかったのって感じよね。
Hearing all that actually didn't feel bad, but I'm embarrassed, so stop it already.
でも、黙ってて、こそこそ噂されるよりいいんじゃない？
Saying that they're dating isn't a problem. Spreading the fucking confession, though, is. Second year Kotori had a very bad attitude. Now she's normal and has more friends, but there are still girls who hold a grudge for that time. Sorry, I wanted to prevent any weird rumors by telling everything in advance. There was no need to go so far and talk about my legendary confession.
そういやそうね。
No, it was just for her own amusement. However, Kotori didn't seem all that displeased, so I couldn't really complain.
ねえ、いつから付き合い始めたの？一緒の寮に住んでるんでしょ？それってどうなの？
Kotori was barraged with questions. And then,
ハバネさんはいるかしら？
the student council president came into our classroom. Good morning, President.
おはようございます。水瀬葵くん。
おはよう、生徒会長。何か私にご用かしら？
ソアリング部の活動状況を聞いておこうと思って。あなたたち、学校内で活動していないでしょ？
Akari faced the opposing teachers and acknowledged us as a club. I guess she feels responsible for us.
新しい拠点が見つかったおかげで順調よ。機体の改良も済んで、先日テストフライトもしたし。
When Kotori mentioned test flights, the girls behind us started whispering, "That's when the legendary confession happened." Seems this will be joke material for a while.
そう。もうそこまで。さすが、やる気があるクラブは違うわね。
Let me just... It's gonna be a case of now, Tobioka's robotics club is gonna take some flack because they do not have the motivation. Like, these lads are giving it their fucking all. And then there's Tobioka. I found the fucking web helper. Close. Fuck you. Also, close Discord while I'm at it. My chest is starting to help again, that's annoying.
あかりさんのおかげです。本当にありがとうございました。
やる気があるクラブから活動の場を奪うなんておかしいと思っただけよ。今度、テストフライトを見に行ってもいいかしら。
ぜひ来てちょうだい。生徒会長の判断が間違ってなかったってわかると思うわ。
Akari smiled gladly when Kotori said this so confidently.
楽しみにしてるわ。
Even though it's a school day, it doesn't mean we have classes. We're pretty much only showing up, that's all. The homeroom teacher reminded us of the homework we have during summer break. There wasn't anything else after that. That's our students who went home for summer break, like some of our boarders, didn't come. Okay, you're heading straight to the secret base after this?
今日荷物が届くんだ。それ受け取らないと。
It's about our club activities. Our destination was, of course, our secret base.
生徒会長、あっと驚かせてやらないとね。
Kotori was in a great mood since Akari promised to come and see the test flight. Well, it can't be helped. It's about showing off our pride in the glider we built ourselves. While thinking about it, we were waiting in front of the elevator. Aga involuntarily raised her voice, but quickly shut her mouth. From across the hallway, a short and stout middle-aged teacher appeared, walking heavily.
トビオカ。
And Tobioka saw as he approached us with a sarcastic smile.
よう、お前たち。先生に会ったら挨拶くらいしたらどうだ？
Not if it's you. Better fucking run.
チーストビオカ先生。
After former robotics club member Aga had greeted him, I also bowed my head. Only Kotori remained defiant and glared at Tobioka like a watchdog intimidating a burglar.
お前ら、学校に許可なく校外活動をしているそうだな。
許可はもらっています。ちゃんと生徒会の承認は得ていますから。
生徒会？所詮は子供の集まりだ。勝手な真似は許さんぞ。
別に許してもらわなくて結構よ。
Kotori muttered to herself, but it reached Tobioka's ears. Tobioka frowned with disapproval. If you say our activities are off campus and unrelated to school, that means the teacher has no right to complain about them, right? I unintentionally snapped too. As expected, Tobioka glared at me
倉
sullenly.
庫から盗まれたグライダーの件がある。犯人が学校と無関係な活動にそれを使用しているなら処罰せねばな。
Honest to God, the glider looked completely different at this point. Just say like, we're not using the glider that was stolen. Like, what the fuck are they supposed to do to prove that it's still the same glider when it looks completely different? Yeah, that's where it hurts.
せいぜい問題を起こさないよう気をつけることだな。
With this parting threat, Tobioka lumbered away.
ムカつくなんなのよあいつ。まあまあ揉めてもいいことないって。そうだけど
This guy just has to show hostility every time he sees us.
せめて夏休みが終わるまでは穏便に行きましょう。そうね。モーニンググローリーを飛ぶっていう大目標を邪魔されたくないもんね。
With these words, Kotori settled down, impatiently pounding on the elevator button, urging it to come faster. When finally arrived, the door opened and the passenger walked out. He made space and...
やあ、君たち。おはよう。
あまね。
びっくりした。なんで、あまねちゃんが乗ってるの？お、ほん。違うぞ、君たち。私はあまねちゃんではなくて、望月先生だぞ。
He said proudly.
去年までモラトリアムの延長戦やってたくせに。その望月先生が何をなさってるんですか？
If I recall correctly, you will be a lecturer for the second semester, right?
打ち合わせというやつだ。いろいろ大変なんだ。何せ、大人。だからな。
She said, putting on airs. As usual, her boasting was seriously off.
そんなに大人になりたかったんなら、さっさと卒業しとけばよかったのに。おー、それ言っちゃうか。じゃあな、君たち。後で秘密基地に顔を出すよ。
Suzuki gallantly swaggered down the corridor. The students who knew Senpai were watching her with dumbfounded
あ
expressions.
まねちゃんが学校にいるなんて、不思議な感じ。いいなぁ。私も特別講義受けたい。
If you want to, you could try applying for them. Meeting Amane so suddenly blew away the anger left from meeting Tobioka. Or the meeting with Tobioka.
じゃあ、私は先に行くね。急がないと荷物来ちゃうから。
Alright, catch you later. Aga hurriedly went ahead. Well then, what are we going to do? I took Kotori's wheelchair handles and turned towards our secret base. There were only a few students heading home, but there was a strange liveliness in the air. School days during the summer holidays always felt a little special. After I confirmed nobody was nearby, I asked Kotori, "How have you been since then?"
何が？
You know, at that time some blood came out and all.
ああ、平気。
Oh, why does my chest hurt again? Motherfucker. Kotori blushed and hung her head as she
しばら
replied.
く痛かったけど、もう収まったから。
You see, after our first time, facing each other has been somewhat awkward. But we couldn't talk about this kind of stuff when others were around.
痛かったけど、嬉しかったから、葵くんに初めてをあげられて。
Yeah, I was happy to. I replied shyly. It's times like these when I'm glad to be behind Kotori and not have to show my face. Several seconds of silence. But anyways, let's go. Pushed the wheelchair again and we moved forward.
どう？シート合ってる？うん。私のお尻にジャストフィットしてる。
She answers nervously, sitting in the cockpit. Kotori was checking the seat design for her. We finally finished. That's what I wanted to say.
まさか業者が部品を間違えるなんて。
The package that Aga went ahead to collect ended up containing different parts than what we had ordered. Thanks to that, Kotori's cockpit was still incomplete.
発送のやり直しで、早くても明日になるんですよね。ってことは、テストできるのは最速で明後日か。
During the conversation, Kotori was timidly trying out the control stick.
それが操縦桿で、こっちのがラダー操作ね。
So that's probably for the rudder and that's still the control stick or something. There were no pads on Kotori's cockpit. In addition to the control stick, there was an unfamiliar lever. So how was it?
よくわかんないけど、いい感じ。でも、
Kotori looked at me somewhat apologetic.
前の席でよかったの？
It's not the front seat though. It's we installed Kotori's cockpit as the front seat in our two-seater. Aga looked over at me. I should explain. No problem. It's not that his cockpit is exclusive for your use. It only has the rudder operated by hand. Once I get feeling of it, I'll be able to handle it as well.
どうせなら前に乗って飛びたいんじゃない？もちろんよ。
Kotori curbed the excitement in her voice. She was looking at the control stick eagerly, like a child about to unwrap Christmas presents. The desire to fly right away oozed from her body.
悪いけどもうちょっとだけ待ってね。
We're lacking some parts, but it can't be helped. In other words, until we complete that, there won't be any tests.
そういうこと。
Kotori was helped out with the cockpit and onto her wheelchair, but her excitement didn't cool down.
おー、ちゃんとできてるじゃないか。
Amane, who showed up out of nowhere, stuck her head inside the cockpit as soon as Kotori had gotten out. When you come here, at least say something, please. Amane chatted as she checked out the cockpit that she had designed.
ねえ、あまねちゃん？うんうん。
あまねさん、呼んでますよ。
おー。
Asa tapped her shoulder and Amane raised her
なん
head.
だ？
Kotori approached
あまね
Senpai.
ちゃん、ちょっとかがんでみて。
Senpai was reluctant and cautious. Apparently, she remembered how Kotori threatened to chop her on the head some time
いい
ago.
から早く早く。
Senpai leaned down as she was told, and Kotori with both hands. Hug.
うわ、
And she hugged her.
あまねちゃん、私のために設計図書いてくれて。
Kotori was hugging her, resembling a koala holding onto a eucalyptus tree, swaying
う
sideways.
わ、苦しいぞ、小鳥。大好きだよ、あまねちゃん。
When Kotori was satisfied with conveying her emotions, she finally let go.
みんなもありがとう。あんたたちは最高の仲間よ。
Kotori got so emotional she seemed about to cry. Everyone looked at her like she was exaggerating.
次のテストで早速飛んでもらうからね。
Kotori nodded silently with a stiff expression, but her eyes betrayed her excitement. Crap, I'm late. My mom called me, so after club activities were over, I dropped by my house for the first time in a while. There was some stuff related to my job as a dorm mother to discuss. I guess another reason was that it's good to show myself at home once in a while. I'd get back quickly and get dinner ready. I'm home! As soon as I get into the entry hall, Asa pointed to me and shouted.
Kotori-senpai!
What is it?
小鳥先輩、小鳥先輩。どうしたの、朝。葵先輩、帰ってきましたよ。なぬ。
What was that just now? I tipped my head in wonder, and then Kotori came speeding down the hallway in her wheelchair. She approached me very quickly, sharply braked at the last moment, and grabbed my hand.
葵くん、葵くん。
What? What's wrong?
朝。
As she called out, Asa stepped forward.
小鳥先輩はテストの日が待ち遠しすぎてうずうずが止まらなくなってしまったのです。そんな小鳥先輩の心を満たしてくれるのは葵先輩だけ。もう2時間も前からけなげに帰りを待っていたのです。
Really? Sorry I'm late. But why did you have Asa explain this? Here you go, a present! A 6-pack of Haagen-Dazs. There's some for Asa and the others too. I got them from the
ご
mother.
飯の前に食べていいの？
Sure, go ahead. Dinner will be a little late anyway.
はんはん。美味だわ。ご飯の前に食べるという背徳感がまたたまらない。
ねえ夜ちゃん、半分こしようよ。
いいわよ、姉さん。
We all ate Haagen-Dazs happily. I didn't see Kanako anywhere. She went out somewhere. Actually. What does like a Haagen-Dazs actually cost? Want prizes. Come on. I don't want to find the shop. Products. Give me products. Let's go away. Come on, don't just show me the fucking things. I want to see the prices. Strawberry cheesecake actually sounds delicious. He doesn't show the prices. Great. Fantastic. My question has not been answered. Funny little thing that happened actually. Basically, I talked about how I was playing a D&D session, and I'm using a homebrew subclass for Warlock. Talked about that as well. However, I had like some questions that were open about it, so I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to contact the original author of that homebrew subclass. And they answered. They were quite chilled about my question, even if they were mighty dumb. Anyway. Hey Kotori, do you have any plans for tomorrow? Plans for tomorrow. Can't do any tests or work due to the missing parts tomorrow, so it's a day off from activities. Kotori shook her head while eating ice cream. Then, would you like to go see a movie?
映画?
Yeah, my mom gave me some tickets. Thought we could go together if you want it. Apparently she got some free tickets from a customer. She said she's giving me these as a reward for my work as a dorm mother, even though she just got them for free. That's very like my mother.
Asa!
Kotori called out to Asa and they started whispering.
小鳥先輩、これってデートのお誘いですよ。デート行くといいと思います。
でも、映画か。
I don't like movies. Even though they were whispering, I heard everything, so I cut in.
そんなことないよ。見たい、葵くんとなら。でも。
Kotori stopped eating her ice cream and was deep in thought. I think you'll be alright. The theater is at Windy. It's completely handicap friendly. Kotori stared at me fixatedly, wondering how I guessed what she was thinking about.
じゃあ、いいかな。
So it's decided.
よかったですね、小鳥先輩。
Asa said and Kotori giggled. Well then, I have to start getting dinner ready. Give me a hand when you're finished eating, okay? Kotori nodded and started to eat faster. Actually, I think I still have some Ben and Jerry's in my freezer. The next day. That was a nice morning. Sorry to keep you waiting. I finished my preparations and left the room. Kotori was waiting at the entrance. What's wrong?
なんか、いつもと違うね、葵くん。
Well, I answered, oh really? I was feigning ignorance. I looked at myself. To be honest, I did dress up a little. After all, today we are going on our first date. We've been going shopping for walks together, but this is actually the first time it'll be just the two of us going somewhere to spend time. Since normally I don't dress too stylishly, I decided to wear something a little better today. Kotori groaned as she looked at her own clothes.
私も着替えてこようかな。
Yeah, isn't what you're wearing fine? It's cute and suits you. That and we have to consider movie times. I broke my back real quick. Help. Kotori reluctantly nodded.
じゃあ、ハット、行ってくるわね。お留守番頼んだわよ。
わあ。
Kotori took her off her lap and then I took her wheelchair and pushed out the door.
うわー、すごい人ね。
Today is Sunday. It's typically everyone's day off, so Winnie was fairly packed. Seems that the crowd overwhelmed Kotori a little.
それに、すごいおしゃれ空間ね。
Winnie was just built recently, so even the design of the building is catered towards fashion. People coming and going were all dressed up in their best clothes and made the whole place look gorgeous. Last time I checked something other than the food store in the underground shopping center was when Aunt John brought me along. I remember that back then I was fine because I was with the others, but when I saw it for the first time, I felt somewhat out of place. Well, I came here from my carefree hometown, but Kotori, you grew up in Tokyo, right? Aren't you used to places like this? I imagine many shopping malls like this in Tokyo.
お母さんやお姉ちゃんとなら来たことあるけど、それも昔のことだもん。でも、すごくデートって感じがする。
Well, yeah. It feels extraordinary, no doubt about it. For us compared to living in the same dorm and seeing each other every day, it was a very fresh sensation.
生まれて初めてのデートだもの。特別なのがいい。
Kotori said quietly. Really? I'm sure you'd have experienced at least one date. Kotori shook her
今
head.
日が初めてよ。葵くんとが初めて。まさか、初体験より後にやってくるとは思ってもみなかったけど。
Well, sorry. Kotori looked down at her clothes.
やっぱり、ちゃんとよそ行きの服にすればよかった。
Why'd you want something different from your usual clothes?
気合入ってるって思われるの、恥ずかしかったんだもん。でもいいの。これ、一番気に入ってるやつだから。
Yeah, they suit you. Come on, let's go to the cinema. As one of Japan's leading commercial complexes, Windy was also a multiplex. There were various movies playing right now. A movieplex, probably not multiplex. I'm fucking retarded. No, it was multiplex. The tickets I got from my mom were good for any of them. Which one do you want to see?
これ
Surprisingly, Kotori chose a war movie. She was probably attracted to the propeller-driven fighter on the poster. It was set in Europe during World War II. It was a romance story from an Air Force ace pilot and his lover. The subject of war was taken somewhat lightly, but it was just about right as a movie for a date. Kotori and I were excited by the flight scenes. Romance seemed heartbreaking for a moment, but they delivered a happy ending that made our hearts flutter.
かっこよかったよね。最後のドッグファイト。恋人を乗せて夜空のデートもすごくロマンチックだった。
Even after the movie was finished, Kotori's excitement did not lessen. Those kinds of retro planes are interesting too, aren't they?
でも、エンジンで飛ぶなんてちょっと邪道ね。
I wouldn't call that blasphemous, but I was also thinking about how much the glider differed from those kinds of airplanes while watching the movie.
ねえ、どこかにゴーグル売ってないかしら。あれ、絶対に必要だと思うの。
You want to use them during the test flight? Kotori nodded. Well, you don't need a glider as a canopy. During the flight, the canopy is shut. The only times it gets open is when you're falling, completely unable to control the glider, and have to use a parachute to escape. Well then, we have to take care of our stomachs too. How about lunch?
それ、私が出すね。
What's this all of a
だ
sudden?
って映画おごってもらっちゃったから。
I told you I got those tickets from my mom. In addition, they were free tickets.
でも
At least let me treat you to lunch. Usually I don't get too many chances to do boyfriend-like things. Stuff. We only just started dating, but our relationship hasn't changed all that much so far. Even before we started dating, we were getting along and always together. The only difference is that now we've confessed our true feelings for each other. Though we've also kissed and did other stuff.
そんなことないもん。葵くん、いつでもとっても彼氏らしいよ。優しいし、かっこいいし、十分すぎるくらいだわ。
Think so?
そうよ。この私が言うんだから間違いないわ。
Kotori assured me proudly. As usual, she was full of confidence about the strangest things. I'll treat you to lunch. I get an allowance from work before working at the dorm.
わかった。
So what do you want to eat?
ね。
Kotori opened the floor guide. Matching Windy's atmosphere, there are several fashionable restaurants here.
ここがいい。
Let me see. Seriously? Kotori nodded vigorously. Taioken, a ramen restaurant ran by Satsugu's dad.
私、ラーメンって食べたことないの。
は？
そんなに驚くところ？
No, it's just, it's food universally loved by everyone, like beef bowls or curry rice.
うちじゃ外食するとき、ラーメン屋に行こうなんて誰も言わなかったから。
That's right, Kotori's family was somewhat well off. Her father was the kind of gentleman who would wear a suit even during summer. Alright, it's Taioken then. And so we headed towards Taioken.
美味しかった。ごちそうさま、葵くん。
Kotori said with satisfaction while patting her stomach. You're welcome. I made our date feel just a little less grandiose, but if it made her happy, I'm fine with it. Besides, it was considerably cheaper. When I introduced Kotori to Masatsugu's dad, he gave us such a massive discount that we almost ate for free.
豚骨ラーメンってあんなに濃厚なのね。私、また食べたいかも。
You can come anytime. Mabo's dad will probably give us discounts again. Kotori is my girlfriend and really cute, so she received a warm welcome.
息子に似てお調子者だけど、いいおっちゃんだったわ。
With full and satisfied stomach, we wandered through Windy. There were a lot of different kinds of shops. Most were aimed at women, since they sold clothing, bags or accessories. There were also tableware and miscellaneous stores, a bookstore, a stationery shop, and even a dentist. Usually, I have no interest in any reason to go to places like this. But today is different. As we passed by the woman's clothing shop, I saw clothes I thought would suit Kotori. Say, Kotori, those clothes. Kotori? For some reason, Kotori frowned as she watched another couple passing by. What's with the gloomy face?
別に、なんでもない。
Was she irritated by their clinginess? No, we are on a date too.
ねえ、葵くん、ちょっとこっち来て。
Okay. Lined up next to her as she requested, and Kotori grabbed my hand. And she started pushing the wheels of her wheelchair with her other hand. Hey!
ほら、早く行こ
So she just wanted to hold hands. Normally, normal couples hold hands or link arms. Fuck. Some even hold their hands around their waists and stick real close. It's not that I didn't feel a little jealous when I was looking at them, but
う。よいしょ、よいしょ。
when we were holding hands and walking like this, the people around us were staring with surprised expressions. I had a similar expression. Moving a wheelchair with one hand looked... how should I put it? Rather tough on her. Stop! Stop!
何？
Aren't you out of breath? Don't push yourself.
無理じゃないもん。いつも学校まで往復してるんだから、このくらいなんでもないわ。
Sure, compared to the average girl, Kotori is certainly quite strong. Enough to go up the gently sloping of the windmill hill by herself. However, I think moving the wheelchair with one hand is too much. It looks exhausting, so stop it. I told her as I let go of her hand.
後ろにいたんじゃ、葵くんの顔見れないんだもん。せっかくのデートなのに。
It hurts to see Kotori feeling so downhearted. And we'll walk side by side. It should be fine, right? Kotori nodded, although she wasn't fully satisfied. I thought it must have been difficult for Kotori to push herself, but I might have been too considerate in the end. It's definitely better to see her face. If you'll get tired, tell me right away, okay? Don't overdo it.
わかってます。もううるさいな。
We continued to walk around Windy aimlessly, side by side. It's not that there was nowhere we wanted to go, but we weren't in a hurry. We still had plenty of time. This dress is nice. There was a light blue one-piece dress displayed at the shop window. The color looks just like the sky, so I thought it would suit Kotori. I peeked at Kotori, and she was also absentmindedly looking at the same dress. Do you like it?
別に、ちょっと見てただけ。
I think it would suit you. I compared the dress with Kotori's reflection in the shop window. Yeah, certainly suit her.
どうかな、似合うかな。
Even though she asked in a half-convinced way, she didn't exactly look doubtful. Maybe try it on?
いいよ。面倒だし、それにお店の人にも迷惑かかっちゃうもん。
I peeked inside the store. A female shop assistant met my gaze and smiled at me.
何かお探しでしょうか。
Just one-piece dress. Could we try?
いえ、別に何でもないです。ほら、行こ
Kotori called out to me and quickly moved away. Hey, wait! With painful reluctance, I left the dress and chased after Kotori. The shop assistant who greeted me bowed with a smile as she saw me off.
う。ドキドキした。
Why did you run away?
だって、絶対迷惑だって思われる
If that was the case, she would have said something, right?
もういいの。服なんてお姉ちゃんに買ってきてもらうから。
You didn't like that dress?
そんなことないけど。でも、もういいの。さあ、行こう行こう。
Crap. Kotori has lost all of her enthusiasm. We completed our initial objective, watching a movie. In this kind of mood, it wouldn't be surprising if Kotori suggested to go home and meet already. What do you want to do now? Seems like there's an arcade around here, but we checked the floor guide looking for something
ちょっと疲
interesting.
れたかも。どこかで休みたい。
I was relieved that, despite her drop in enthusiasm, she didn't say that she wanted to go home. Well then, shall we check out that place?
あそこって
Actually, there was one more place I wanted to check out today. The cafe you wanted to visit before? Kotori tilted her head. You know, the place you said that has a delicious milfy? Taking the hint, Kotori
カ
gasped.
フェフラックス
Go to Cafe Flags. There was one entry on Kotori's to-do list from before. According to Aga, they serve delicious sweets produced by a famous pastry shop. Back then, Kotori didn't know that I was targeted at couples and a popular date spot. In the end, she crossed out that entry, completely blacking it out. Cafe Flags happens to be at Wendy.
でも、あそこって高いんじゃ。
Don't worry. We've got plenty of funds left. Lunch was very cheap after all. So let's go, Kotori.
お
Outside Cafe Flags, a line had formed, as expected from a popular place. The people waiting were primarily young couples. A few older ladies hunched over with shopping bags were mixed in too.
すごい人。
That means food must be really good.
並ぶの
Of course. We waited about 30 minutes. Led in by the cafe staff, we finally stepped inside. When we entered, the waiter took away one of the chairs at the table and led Kotori there.
こんなお店なんだ。
Kotori muttered as she looked at the refined interior design. I also looked around with curiosity. We opened our menus. So expensive! The cheapest cakes were around 800 yen. The tea was about the same, with more expensive ones exceeding 1,000 yen a cup. Their highly recommended milfy was 1,300 yen for a small slice. There's no doubt that the food is exceptionally good. No, it better be or I'll be pissed. With such unrest tightening my chest, I asked Kotori, what do you want?
じゃあ、ミルフィーユとダージリンティーで。
I'll have milfy too, and an iced tea. Called the waiter and placed an order. We can finally try the famed milfy. I still have no idea how to fucking pronounce
楽し
that.
み。
Still in low spirits. Thinking everything has surely sent her thoughts down a negative spiral. Sorry about earlier.
なんで葵くんが謝るの
It made you think about unpleasant things.
違うよ。葵くんは悪くないもん。ただ、
Kotori stopped talking mid-sentence. I didn't say anything and waited for her to start talking. Kotori timidly looked up at me.
私なんかとデートしてて、楽しい
Fun? What's she saying all of a sudden? Kotori gave me a fluttering glance from the opposite side of the table.
私のせいで目立っちゃってるでしょ。
He said and looked around, meeting the glances of other
さっ
customers.
きここに入ってきた時もすごく見られてたし。
Does that sort of thing bother
だ
you?
って私こんなだから一緒にいて葵くんこそ嫌な思いしてるんじゃないかなって。それに服もこんなだし手だって繋いで歩けないし。
Kotori gradually sank into herself. I told you your clothes are cute. It wasn't just flattery, you
そ
know.
うかな。
You like them, right? Kotori nodded
お姉
deep.
ちゃんが選んでくれた服だから。
As expected from me, but she knows what would suit Kotori. When I thought that, I felt a little jealous, though. I think those clothes from early would suit you too. Seems they are on your mind too.
私みたいな子がおしゃれするのって変だって思われないかな。
No, I wouldn't think so. Rather, it's a way to not to dress
そ
up.
うかな。
You just said that we're standing out because of you, right? But I don't think it's because of the wheelchair, really. You're cute. That's why everyone's looking.
違うよ。そんなんじゃ。
You're always saying you're a beautiful girl yourself, though.
それはそうなんだけど。
So she can admit that. Kotori is cute. She's almost impossibly beautiful. That's why everyone is stealing glances at her. And if there are any inquisitive gazes, because they're wondering how such a beautiful girl ended up in a wheelchair. Of course, it may be a bit uncomfortable for her, but I don't think it's something to get depressed about. You're cute, Kotori, so much that everyone turns to look at you. I'm delighted to be on a date with a girl like you, so stop making that face. Motherfucker, this one also doesn't let me just advance with a space press.
葵くん。
Kotori smiled a little. That's more like it. Cuter when you're smiling. After all, you're a self-proclaimed cool beauty.
あ、それ忘れろって言ったのにまだ覚えてた。
There's no way I could forget something that intense. When I recalled it, I can't help but laugh. She was sitting straight with an aloof, confident smile, brushed up her hair with a smooth gesture, and called herself Cool Beauty. Then she fumbled while brimming with confidence. When she fumbled while brimming with confidence, it was an indescribable experience.
もう意地悪なんだから。
Kotori grumbled like... Kotori grumbling... Eh? Kotori's grumbling made her even cuter. Felt like teasing her a bit more, but I restrained myself for now. I said out my hand out across the table. Kotori realized my intention and typically put her hand in mine. We can always hold hands when we're not walking. But nobody besides us can have a date in a glider soaring in the sky, right? I'm sure other couples who were on that date had Wendy today would be jealous. Kotori looked at me excitedly.
そうだね。
She nodded, slightly embarrassed. The smile for me. Smiling face is the cutest sight ever.
ありがとう、葵くん。
When Kotori giggled shyly, the waiter brought us the tea and cakes. Flustered, Kotori drew her hand back. The waiter saw that and smiled gently. The waiter placed the plates with cakes on the table. Kotori's eyes sparkled when she saw the movie. I will never be able to pronounce that. Kotori, watch out. You almost start drooling after you saw that cake. I'll probably end it soon. The fucking chest pain and tired is not a good mix.
だってほら、見てよこれ、このミルフィーユ。
Of course I'm looking at it. I have the same thing in front of me.
神々しいオーラを感じない。絶対美味しいよこれ。見ればわかるもん。
Kotori muttered that she expected nothing less from a world-famous pastry shop as she examined the milfee from every angle. Strawberries and deeply colored custard were sandwiched between countless layers of puff pastry. And on top of it was fresh cream with a large strawberry. Over the strawberry was transparent gelatinous sauce, illuminated by the cafe's light, glistered like a jewel. It's only natural that Kotori declared it would be delicious before even tasting it. And knew it. When you're angry or depressed, nothing works better than sweets.
そんなこと、ないこともないこともない、もう。
What do you mean? In any case, I'm glad you seem to have cheered up. Kotori nodded shyly. Oh, this place can make you feel quite bashful, I guess. Come on, let's eat. Kotori quickly nodded in agreement.
ごくり。では。
Kotori gripped her knife and fork with trembling hands and brought them to the milk-free crunch. The knife cutting into the puff pastry made a delightful sound. Kotori took a slice of the pastry with strawberries and cream onto her fork and carefully brought it to her lips. Kotori brought her hands to her cheek and raised her voice without thinking. When the waiter saw this, he smiled and nodded, not surprised by that reaction.
甘すぎず、酸っぱすぎず、口の中に広がる濃厚で芳醇な深い味わい。
Oh, thanks, Kotori. I almost forgot that this was like an anime game. I remembered now that someone randomly became a food critic. Why does that always happen? Like, why?
これは幸せの味なのです。
I like how it actually does one quest in Tales of Arise and makes fun of that kind of stuff. Because like there's this wandering gourmet who like is looking for all these recipes, these rare recipes, but can't cook for shit. So every time you meet him, he's fucking starving because he refused to eat something before, until he tried the recipe he's currently hunting. So he will basically give the party the recipe and give you the fucking ingredients so you can cook it. And then he'll like try it and then he's like gonna basically start going insane. But it's like set up that he would do like one of those fucking food critic speeches, but instead he just stands there like, it's good! It's fantastic! It's delicious! And the others just stand there like, sure, are describing that very, very elaborately. Oh, shut up! It's in the emotion! Looks like so delicious that even that Kotori even started talking in a weird way. She has toppled it. Let's see. Chomp. Man, that's really good. It really is good. First, I felt the sound as an aromatic sweetness of the strawberries. However, those were wrapped up with the mild sweetness of the cream. The texture was accented with the crispiness of the puff pastry. Different textures and different levels of sweetness were in perfect harmony, creating a luxurious, refined composition. Without exaggerating, I can say that this is the best cake I've ever eaten. It's the kind of cake you'd eat only on special occasions like birthdays or Christmas. The very concept of cake that I've had so far was smashed to pieces, smashed by this taste. No, but it's experience.
幸せ。
Kotori muttered while eating the cake, happy from the bottom of her heart. The fact it was more effective than me cheering her up was slightly frustrating now. After all, my strategy of abating Kotori's anger with Haagen-Dazs was correct.
紅茶も美味しい。もう昇天しちゃいそう。
Kotori said, her impressions ecstatically, and reached under the wheelchair and rummaged about. What she pulled out was Isuka's navigation log. Always carrying it around with you?
大事なものなんだもん。
His wheelchair experienced much rougher handling than any average wheelchair. Dashing through the rain at full speed, fighting the winds on hill roads, falling over sometimes, moving through the beach covered in sand. Because of that, the frame was even bent and needed repaired the other day. The lock, which had been there the whole time, was pretty worn out too. Kotori opened it like an old veteran. She went to the page with the to-do list. She marked a completely blacked out entry where Go to Cafe Flags was once written. As completed.
これでまた一つコンプリートできたわ。
His entry was supposed to be erased, but she's quite persistent. Kotori gazed at the page with satisfaction, then turned her gaze towards the cake. Then she looked at me, fixatedly.
やっぱり今が私の人生のピークなのかも。
Huh? What did you say? Actually, I only noticed it now. What the fuck is with that fork? That fork does not look normal. Why is it like bent forward? Like, I've never seen a fork like that.
こんな優しくてかっこいい彼氏ができて、頼りになる仲間たちもいて、空を飛びたいっていう夢も、もうすぐかな。こういうのをリア充っていうのよね。
What do you mean?
リアルが充実している人のことよ。私はきっとリア充ね。
As she said that, Kotori impaled a giant strawberry on her fork.
このミルフィーユがこんなにも美味しいのは、葵くんがいてくれるからだもん、きっと。
She muttered very seriously for some reason, and then stuffed her cheeks with the strawberry. As usual, her train of thought was a little strange. That's a way of expressing happiness. Whether feeling down or feeling great, my girlfriend is unique. And only one thing remains. Then he looked up at me questioningly, pointed at the topmost entry on the list, across the passage of clouds. The entry left by Isuka. Kotori stared at the entry while restlessly eating her milfy.
この夢もきっともう叶うわ。
Morning Glory is supposed to appear by the end of summer. That is, very soon.
葵くんがみんなの思いを乗せて連れてってくれるもん。
Not necessarily. I was only chosen as the pilot because there was no one else suitable. But that might change when tomorrow comes. The small delay, Kotori realized what I wanted to say.
無理だって私これから練習するのよ。
I was like that last year too, but I did fly. When I think about it now, it was absurd. It was actually pretty dangerous.
葵くんは飛んでみたくないの？モーニンググローリーを。
I want to fly. I really, really want to. It was within our reach, and yeah, we didn't get there. We'll never forget that vexing feeling from last
じゃ
year.
あパイロットは葵くんでいいじゃない。何にも問題ないわ。
Kotori said as calmly as she could and took another bite of milfy.
もう変なこと言うからドキドキしちゃったじゃない。
As Kotori said this, her face turned red like the strawberry. Thanks for the food. You're fine with this?
いいの。私が出すの。
Kotori insisted.
私いつも葵くんにしてもらってばかりだもん。こんなんじゃ全然足りないけど、私も何かしてあげたいの。
Then I'll accept your treat without hesitation. Kotori took care of the cafe flags to check, though there was only the pastries and tea between the two of us. To check was a pretty sizable amount. Even so, the milfy was delicious. The said this, Kotori's mouth seemed to recall the taste of the milfy, and her eyes were shining brightly.
すっごく美味しかった。人気が出るのも当然ね。後でひばり姉にも教えてあげなくちゃ。
Kotori spoke with wild excitement. She regained all her vigor. Well then, what do you want to do? Shall we get out of Windy and go somewhere a little quieter? Kotori was looking at the floor plan, deep in thought. It seemed that she would need a while. The roof here is made out of glass, and the bright sunlight was pouring from the sky. While Kotori was concentrating, I peeked up at the blue sky. And this beautiful weather makes me want to go flying. That should be good. Should be a good thermal. When I was thinking about this, I suddenly realized Kotori was looking at me. What?
いや、なんでもないよ。ただちょっと、かっこいいなって。葵くんは、そうやって空を見上げてるときが、一番かっこいい、と思う。
See? Thanks. Looking forward to tomorrow's test.
私、頑張るね。せっかくみんなが、私のためにいろいろしてくれたから。
Kotori was very enthusiastic about it. Patted her head gently. So, have you decided where you want to go? Oh yeah, she said and looked back at the floor guide.
ここのゲームセンターに行ってみたいんだけど、その前に。
Kotori hesitated like she has something difficult to say.
やっぱりさっきの水色のワンピース、試着してみようかな。
Embarrassed, she looked away the moment she said this. Quickly got behind her and started pushing her wheelchair. It will certainly suit you!
いや、落ち着いて葵くん。急がなくても大丈夫だから。
Come on, let's go, Kotori! Before Kotori could change her mind, I rushed to the store.
おっかえりデートだったんだって
Aga was at Flying Fish Manor when we returned. What, you came here again? We don't have club activities today, so hang out somewhere else.
いいでしょここが落ち着くんだもん。どうでしたか小鳥先輩
Asa pressed Kotori impatiently.
すんごい楽しかったわ。映画が大当たりでさ、お昼の豚骨ラーメンがまた最高で。
それ、何
これはね。
Kotori placed the paper bag on the table. Whoops. She has been holding it like it was precious. Aga recognized the logo on that bag.
そのショップ知ってる服買ってきたんだ結構高かったでしょ
違う。
Aga tilted her head in puzzlement.
買ってもらったの
Kotori's face beamed with a
う
smile.
わ、うぜ聞くんじゃなかったわ。
見て見て、ほら
ワンピースだ綺麗な色小鳥先輩に似合い
葵くんもそう言ってね、買ってくれたの。
Aga and Yoru looked at me fixatedly for some reason. Well then, I guess I'll go and clean the bathroom.
お風呂なら、かなこさんが入ってるわよ。
Then I'll go clean the entranceway.
でね、映画の後、カフェフラックスでミルフィーユ食べて。
I left Kotori proudly talking about our date and slipped out of the dining hall. I only just now noticed the fucking shade Santa has got them headphones on as well. It's morning. Finally, today's the day.
おはよう、ハット。まだ早いから寝てていいわよ。
Got out of bed and changed into my clothes. Moved my wheelchair and got to my desk. Took the notebook, Iska's flight log, that I had placed on the desk last night. Ever since the day I found this notebook, I began gazing up at the sky. Even before then, I had a vague yearning to fly. My name means small bird, after all. I didn't like it when I was a kid, but I was conscious of it. I joined a ballet club and practiced jumping higher and higher every day. But no matter how high I jumped, I still couldn't fly. It was very frustrating. After the accident, when I couldn't move my legs anymore, the irritation became even stronger. It felt like my wings had been pulled off, and it was tossed into a cage. Then I found this notebook. It was a record of how one girl found a way to fly and did it herself. My heart, the vague desire to fly, was tied to the silhouette with spread white wings. I want to try flying too. Put myself in Iska's shoes and read this journal like I was reading a fairy tale. Many times over.
あの日思い描いた憧れに、今日、手が届くんだ。
When I thought that,
緊張してよく眠れなかった。
because of that, my eyelids were so heavy.
小鳥先輩、起きてますか？
Like, watch Tobioka pulling some kind of bullshit. Like, we know her father is overprotective, and we know that they don't know about the whole, like, she's actually flying thing. Tobioka's gonna, like, contact her parents and try to use that to get them shut down.
そろそろ起きないと遅刻しちゃいますよ。
起きてるわ。すぐ行く。
はーい。
ハット、行ってくるわね。お利口にしてるのよ。
くー。
今日も暑くなりそうだな。
I'll stop here. Sorry about the short part, like I said. Oh, my fucking chest hurts. Anyways, so yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and see you next time. Bye bye.